Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to this webinar, the eProcurement and AP automation solution for City 300. This is Linda speaking. I am from Noming Software. Here is the agenda for today. First, I would like to introduce our company to you guys. Then we will have an overview on the solutions, and I will do a live demo to give you a more clear picture about how these two solutions work. Okay, who we are. We are Noming. We are part of Sage ecosystem since 2000, and we have been serving Sage customers for more than 20 years. And for now, we have more than 900 business partners and more than 10,000 clients across the world. And in the past 20 years, we delivered the following products to the Sage community. The first product is called Noming Asset Management. It's also known as Noming Fixed Assets. It can help to manage every aspect of your fixed assets in your organization, from the asset accounting, acquisition, depreciation, disposal, and from tracking to track the status, physical status of your fixed assets, and the handling the maintenance and the leasing of your fixed assets. The next product is called Resource Manager. And the two solutions I mentioned just now is a part of the Noming Resource Manager, and then we'll talk more on this product later this session. The next product is called Noming PSA. It serves the professional service industry, and we also have another product called HRMS to manage the human resources for your organizations. And because of these products and the support from our partners and the customers, we own a number of awards from Sage in the past years, from Sage Asia, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and North America. Okay, so let's move to solutions. As I mentioned just now, the AP automation and the eProcurement solution are part of this product. It's called Resource Manager. Okay, so Resource Manager actually it's a big product. It comes with several function suites. The first function suite is Procure to Pay. Okay, it covers the P2P process from the purchasing requirement raising, from the supplier quoting process, from place ordering, place the purchase order, PO placing process, goods receiving, and the supplier invoice capturing process, as well as handle the payment to suppliers. The next function suite is called Travel and Expenses. It comes with 4 functionalities. The travel request, if your staff want to go traveling for business, they need to raise a request and tell the company when, why, and where they want to go travel and how long will they stay there. And if they want to borrow some money from the company for the business trip, they can raise a cash advance request, right? And when they come back from the trip, they can claim expenses through the expense reports functionality. And finally, the company can use the payment function to pay the expenses. The next function suite is called Time Management. It also comes with 4 functionalities. The first one is Timesheet. The timesheet can gather the labor cost that's spent on projects. And we also have Time Clock. Resource Manager allows you to use its app to let the staff to punch in and punch out when they arrive or leave the office. And we have the leave management function, which allows you to maintain or manage the leave account for each staff. And staffs can use the leave management functionality to raise a leave request when they want to take some leave. Okay, and we also have overtime management function to manage the overtime bank and for staffs to raise requests when they want to work overtime. Okay, the next function suite is called project management. It comes with 3 functionalities. The first 2 is for project process management. The scheduling allows you to use a web-based Gantt chart to schedule your tasks and the projects. And the planning allows you to plan the labor resources on each project and the tasks. And we also have a LAM report. The LAM stands for labor, equipment, and material. This function is very useful for construction company to collect the daily cost on project, like the labor cost, equipment cost, material usage, and the miscellaneous expenses. Okay, so the next suite actually it covers some of other requests, like the sales codes functionality. It can help your organization to track the whole sales coding process and send the codes to customers and do the coding approval within your organization. So when the customer finally accept your codes, the sales code can be converted as a formal sales order. Okay, we also have the item usage requisition, allows for your staffs to raise requests for for material usage. Maybe they want to use some material for their daily work, maybe for some project. Okay, and if any of this standard functionality cannot meet your management needs, you can consider to use the customer requisition functionality to define your own web screen with your own workflow to manage some office requests. Okay, and we have another 2 inquiry tools. The customer report allows you to publish reports onto the web portal. Then for the management person to make informative decision. And we have manager console for the managers, for the management persons to view all the requests that's entered through the employee portal. Okay, and in the latest version, we have a new function being added to the resource manager family. It's AP automation. I will spend some time later and focus on this solution. Okay, so why we need resource manager. Okay, here I will explain why and how can resource manager add values, provide benefits to your organization. As we know, Sage 300 is an accounting system. It's very strong. It's for the finance person to use, right? And the Sage CRM is very powerful, and it's especially for the salesperson in your organization. But what if a normal staff want to raise a leave request to raise their, to claim their expenses, and maybe they want to just raise a request and tell the company they want to buy something for their work, right? So for this case, for the normal staffs, they also need their own tools to handle their daily work requirement. So that's the reason we developed the resource manager to provide the employee portal for Sage 300. Okay. The resource manager actually it comes with 2 portals. One is the employee portal, and another is sits in Sage 300, just a part of Sage 300. So the two portals work together, worked on the same database, and provides the seamless integration with Sage 300. Here is the employee portal for Resource Manager. This is the web portal of the employee portal. It also provides the mobile app. Yeah, we call it ePortal, right? So with the ePortal, even you are traveling, you can raise your request, you can do approval at any time and anywhere. And the Resource Manager also provides very flexible and powerful workflow. So when the staff raise a request through the employee portal, it can go through the workflow and finally flow into Sage, right? And for this case, the finance staff do not need to enter these requests again in the finance system, because the data can flow into the finance system automatically. Okay, so let's move to eProcurement, the first solution I would like to demonstrate it to you guys. Okay. Sage 300 already has the purchase order module, provides the requisition entry and the purchase order functionality, but the eProcurement in Resource Manager, and we can call it purchase requisition module in the Resource Manager. It can add more values, provides more functionalities and more benefits to your organization. First, it provides a comprehensive approval workflow. It allows you to attach documents and images to every purchase request, and it can let you to easily handle the supplier quoting process. It's smart enough to provide an online quoting system and for the suppliers to use. And it also provides the cost control ability. That means the eProcurement function can check the budget, check the cost against the budget, either the GL account budget or PGC project budget, right? Okay, so yeah, let's do a live demo on this solution. So before I do the demo, I would like to share the scenario I want to demonstrate to you guys. Okay. So when we're talking about the purchasing process, it always involves several processes. The first one is PR, we call it PR, purchasing requirement raising process. It's always for the for the normal staffs to use in their business units for they to raise their request to their managers to approve, right? And at this stage, no supplier is involved, because for the normal staff, they don't know. For most cases, they don't know where to purchase from, right? And the next process is the quoting process and the PO placing process. We call it PO request process, and this job is always done within the purchasing department for the purchasers to get quotes from suppliers, then send the quotes for the management to make decision to decide where to purchase the goods from, right? And when the PO is finalized, then sent to supplier, and suppliers will issue goods and invoice to your company, right? So for some companies, they would like to manually these two processes separately with two separate requests. But for some companies, they would like to combine these two processes into one document, into one request, right? So for my demo today, my scenario is combine these two processes into one request. And Linda, me, I am the normal staff. I will raise my request to purchase two materials, and my request will be sent to my manager, Monica. And once Monica approves my request, this request will be sent to the purchasers to get codes. And when the code is done, it will send to the higher management person to make final decision whether to general ledger manager. If the total amount of this order is greater than 10,000 US dollar, and if the total amount is less than 10,000 US dollars, it goes to the finance manager to do approval. Okay, so let me show you how to do this process in the system. Okay, so let me go to the resource manager employee portal. So let me type my user ID and password and hit sign in to log in my employee portal. You can see we have a bunch of menus here. So all the functions that have been assigned to me, I can use them. Okay, so for some frequently used function, you can just move them to the favorite menu. Okay, so now I can go to the favorites menu and click the purchase requisition icon to raise a purchase request. Okay, so now click the new button to add a new purchase request. And I want to buy two things. The first thing is lamp, and I want 10 lamp. And I also want to some bubbles, and I need 50 bubbles. Okay, so I will tell my managers why I need these two staffs to for our department. Okay, so it's quite urgent. Okay, so since it's urgent, actually you can just mark this purchase request as urgent, right? To remind the management person to to process this request at their earliest convenience, right? So if I'm okay to attach some attachments if necessary, so I just go to my pictures. I have a picture folder, bubbles and the lamp. Open it. Please refer to the pictures. Okay. Now I can check more information if necessary, but my job is almost done. I can save it, and you can see the budget button appears. I can check budget if my request exceeds budget, right? And my next thing is to submit my request to my manager for approval. Okay, I got 2 warnings. Tells me that the amount in this request exceeds the budget, but it's a warning, so I can ignore it and continue to submit my request. Okay, you can say once it's submitted, we got the approve trail button appears. I can click it to see, okay, the next actioner is my manager, Monica. If I want to have a full picture of the workflow, so I can go to the full path. Okay, now it's this document request sits as my manager, and next person is the purchaser. Then it goes to amount conditional workflow, either for if the total amount greater than 10,000 goes to GM, otherwise goes to FM, right? Okay, so now my job is done. Linda, for Linda, my job is done, right? Okay, so upon I submit my request, my manager Monica will receive an email notification, and she can just click into this link to open the request that entered by Linda, right? One thing you should know is that all the wording, all the content in the email body can be defined by yourself, right? So just use your own wording. Okay, so let me click into this link and brings to Monica's employee portal, right? So you can say we have a purchase request pending for Monica to process. You can see there is a mark here and tells Monica it's urgent. Okay, so Monica can click into this request, okay, to say information, okay, why Linda need these two things, and if there are some attachments, and Monica can have a look at these attachments. Okay, so if Monica is okay with this request, Monica can just click approve button to approve it. But Monica has some doubts and want to get some comments from other persons in the organization. Monica can just click the request endorsement button to get comments from others. Okay, so if Monica wants to have another person to do the approval on her behalf, he can just transfer this request to other person. Okay, and if Monica is not okay with this request, she can just reject it. Okay, let me now do approve. I'll also receive the budget warning. Okay, of course you can make the budget check as the either warning or error message, right? Warning, if it's a warning, you can continue to submit or approve the request. If the system gives an error, so you cannot submit or approve this request. So it depends on your requirement. Okay, looks fine. So Monica's job is done. Then this request will be passed to the next person, right? Passed to the purchaser to get codes. So the purchaser, of course, will receive email notification. Okay, hello purchaser, please blah 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 blah, right? So now purchaser can just open this screen and go to here. Now you can see the purchaser screen is different because the purchaser have more information on this request. The purchaser has the vendor, the supplier fields here, and the purchaser also has a quotation tab here, right? So now the purchaser's job is to provide codes, and he got two ways to provide codes. If the purchaser get codes through emails or through phone calls, then he can just add the codes manually by select a supplier and click add code button to add the codes manually. But Resource Manager, the eProcurement function in Resource Manager provides a smarter way to get codes from supplier, right? And now let me show you how to do that. Let me now click the request code screen, and we have the request for codes screen for the purchaser to send the request to suppliers to ask for codes. Now, if the purchaser want to share some document to the suppliers and tell them, okay, what exact thing the organization wants to purchase, can attach some attachments. Okay, here you can say attach. Okay, please refer to the specifications. Okay, so okay, now I can, next step is to add suppliers. Okay, from which suppliers you want to get codes from, right? So you can add the supplier one by one by click the add button or click the bulk add vendors button to add a number of suppliers at the same time, right? And I can specify the expiry dates for this code request, okay, by next Wednesday, and please provide code by the expiry date. Thanks. Okay, click OK button to add the three suppliers to here. Okay, there is a status, okay, for this request. I can move it to the front of the table. Okay, now it's unsent because this request has not been sent to suppliers yet, right? Okay, now I can just select all of them and hit the send button. to send the code request to suppliers, right? Okay, it tells me, oh, code requests have been sent to 1200 to 1350, blah, 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 right? Now you can see the request status changed to sent. Okay, so for now, the purchaser's job is done, right? And the suppliers should be able to get email notification, right? You can see now the suppliers receive the email notification. Okay, hello, 1400 supplier, please provide codes by the expiry dates. Thanks. And the supplier can just click into this link to go to the coding system, and here you can see he can see the file that the purchaser share with the supplier, right? Okay, oh, it's a spec for the bubble. We need energy saving bubbles, and the price must be between $1 to 1.5 US dollar. Okay, and the same notes for the lamp, right? The color must be black or white. The price must be between this range, right? So everything is clear, and supplier can just provide the price here, right? 15 for the lamp and 1.5 US dollar for the bubble, and it will take the supplier for 5 days to deliver the goods. And if there's something supplier want to kill the purchaser, you can just add the comments here, good quality and good price. And if there are some documents for their for if the supplier wants to share, you can just go to attachment tab to attach documents to share with the purchaser, right? Okay, so for now the supplier's job is done. They can just click the submit code button to submit this code. Hit yes. You can see once this code has been submitted, the supplier cannot modify these codes anymore unless the purchaser is not happy with the price, and the purchaser can resend another request to the supplier. Then the supplier can enter codes again. Okay, now let me do the same for the second supplier, right? And the price is it's cheaper. Okay, but it takes longer, 8 days to deliver. Okay, the best price in the market, right? Then submit the code, and let's do the same for the last supplier. It's 18. It's expensive a little bit, right? But you only need to take 2 days to deliver the goods. Perfect quality and fast delivery. Okay. So now all the codes are done by the supplier themselves, right? And for the purchaser, once the supplier submits their code, the purchaser will receive email notification that tells the purchaser that codes has been provided. So now for the purchaser, he can just go to the employee portal and open the request and go to the page code quotation page to say, okay, now the 3 codes have been provided by the suppliers themselves, right? And now I should recommend one for the management person to make decision. I can recommend one. Considering this is an urgent request, so I would like to recommend the fastest supplier. Okay, so you can just click the star button to select one, right? So you can see once I click the star button, then its color changed to blue, and which means it's preferred supplier, and the vendor number here changed to the recommended preferred supplier, and the price in the details has been changed to the price in the preferred supplier too. So for the supplier, for the purchaser, his job is done. Okay, he just pass this request to next level to make final decision. Okay, codes done. Okay, so now the final person, based on the workflow I set up in the system, the total amount is less than 10,000 US dollars, right? So you should go to the finance manager, Daniel, to do approval. Of course, Daniel will receive email alert. Let me check my email. Okay, hello Daniel. Yeah, please process my request. And Daniel can click into this urgent request and to make final decision. Okay, so it's urgent, and yeah, the purchaser recommend this one, maybe because it's urgent, right? But considering the budget has been exceeded, right? You can see the available amount is red, which means no available amount, right? But since this materials are necessary, so I'm okay to approve the request, but I want to choose the cheapest one, right? So I select this one. I can see the vendor changed to 1200. So now I'm just approve it. Still the warning for the budget, right? Okay, please place PO to supplier ASAP, right? Okay, so you can see for Daniel, his job is done too, right? So let's go back to my slides. You can see the whole process has been finished, right? This part is the workflow, right? And the next thing is to send the purchase order to supplier. Then I will, once the supplier issue goods and invoice, I can capture invoice and into the system. Okay, so how to issue PO to supplier, right? Maybe for most of the companies, they still do this process manually, but how to do this process in Resource Manager and in Sage 300, right? Okay, so before, just now we enter the PO request, right? Before it's sent to Sage 300 purchase order module, it's still a request. Even it is an approved request, it's not a formal purchase order. So it needs to be sent to Sage 300 purchase order module, then it is a formal PO, and then it can be printed out and sent to supplier. Let me show you how. Let me show you guys how to do this in Resource Manager. Okay, let's go back to the backend portal and go to the Resource Manager folder. Go to the purchase requisition and open the requisition list. Okay, and I want to. Okay, I need these two stuffs. This is the one I entered just now. I can just post all of them from here by hit the post all or post one by one. Or if I want to get more information, I can just open it to see the detailed information about this PO request. Okay, sorry, my machine is a little bit slow. Okay, it's opening, and I can see all the information that's Linda entered through the employee portal. 2 materials, lamp and bubble, and I can see the approve trail who have approved it, and I can see the attachments here. You can just click preview to have a look at the pictures if necessary, and yeah, I can also check the budget from here, right? And if you want to, if you find something wrong with this PO request, you can either modify it from here or just reject this PO request back to the requester for modification. Okay, but for this demo purpose, I just click the post button to post it to Sage 300 purchase order module. Okay, you can see before I post it, so after I post this pull request, a new field will be appear. It will be appear here. Okay, I will show you. Let me hit the yes button to post it. Now system is doing the posting. The first thing is to posting, then create a formal Sage purchase order. And the second thing is very interesting. Okay, it is generating a report. It prints the purchase order report automatically and send the email to the supplier automatically. Okay, now I get the notification PO has been created and email has been sent to supplier Linda blah blah blah, right? So now you can see now we got a new field appears here. Actually, it's the order number in Sage 300. I can click the drill down button to open the formal purchase order that is created from the PO request. Right, you can see, yeah, everything's done. Now let me check my email because it tells me email has been created, right? Okay, go to here. I got a very big email. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, now I got this. So now so this email address actually is for the supplier because I set up all the email address use mine for the demo purpose, right? Okay, dear supplier, includes prefund the PO from Novin. Can process it at your earnest convenience. Let me open this order. Okay, it's the two materials that your organization want to purchase, right? With this quantity, with the agreed price, right? Okay, you can say for the purchasers, they do not need to manually enter the PO in Sage, right? And the supplier does not need to print out the PO manually and save it as a copy manually. So because this two process has been automated by the resource manager program, but resource manager can do better because you know just now I do the posting manually, but resource manager allows you to set up the system to automate the posting process. Okay, the reason why we provide two ways because for some company they want their the purchaser to double check the PO before it's sent to the supplier. So yes, it can be done. Use the way I demonstrated to you guys. But some companies they said, okay, this process has been very streamlined, and we just want to save the manually posting process. It's okay too. If you want to automate the posting process as well, just tell your Sage consultants, and they can help you set up a system to automate the posting process. So you can say the whole eProcurement process from requirement raising then to the PO issuing process has been streamlined and automated. So what's now next? I mean, the supplier received the PO, then they will issue goods and issue invoices to your company. And next, I will show you how to capture supplier invoices within Resource Manager, right? Okay, so if, for most of the organizations, they do not have the AP automation solution yet. So what do they do to capture the supplier, the AP invoice into their system? Okay, let me show you how to do it in Resource Manager. Okay, now let me log in as myself, Linda. Go to AP invoice requisition icon and click new button to create a AP invoice. Okay, so now I need to open the invoice copy that's sent by the supplier, right? So let me open this invoice. Now I can get information from here. The supplier name is this one, so I go to here to select the supplier sample. Yeah, select it, and the invoice number from the file, right? It's tr blah blah blah, right? I can copy and paste. I can invoice from 140, then blah 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 blah, right? You can add some description for this invoice. The next thing I need to add these details, all of 5 details one by one. For the first one is commercial sales something, and the total amount, the line amount is this one, right? And I have to do the same for the second line, right? And it's labor, right? And select account and copy the amount here. Okay, you can see, yeah, I have to finish all of the 5 lines, and I use paste and copy, and some information it's even not available in the copy, in the invoice. Okay, so you can say when I do paste and copy, when I do some manual entry, so some human error might happen, right? So, and it's also very time consuming to enter this invoice from scratch. So I just stop from here. Okay, I think it should take me about several minutes to finish and double check the information in this invoice before I can send it to the next manager to approve, right? I could just close it. I don't want to enter it anymore because we have a smarter solution. Okay, so let's go back to my slides, right? You can see the in the past, or for the maybe for your organization, the current situation is to do the AP invoice manually or use spreadsheet to import them, right? Okay, so before we do this webinar, we make some research in the market. Okay, so here is the AP invoice capturing situation for SMEs in the market. So based on the research results, we get to know that 86% of SMEs still manually enter AP invoice, right? And 71% of the organizations that claims, right, they have 2 top pain points. One is the manual entry, and which is an inefficient process. And among the interviewed finance professionals, 41% of them blame that the manual data that cause the inaccurate financials. So that's the research result. Okay, and because because of the huge burden that bring to the accountant, because they have to do many manual work, so give them a big burden, so they have to work overtime, and maybe they have to work 6 days or 7 days a week, and almost half of them have to take work home. Yeah, so let's do some math here to get to know the cost for the manual entry of each invoice. Okay, let's use an example. Let's say we have a company A. It has 350 invoices per month to process, right? So let's say if a AP assistant, her hourly rate is $15 per hour. So that means the company A needs to pay 2,000 something as their monthly salary, right? And this assistant can process 350 invoice per month. That means the manual entry of each invoice costs $7.5 $5, right? That's the cost for the manual entry for each invoice. So is there a way to reduce cost, then to replace the paperwork and to, to make the process efficient? And yes, the answer is yes. And the answer is AP automation. Use the advantaged technology to help your company to increase your efficiency. Okay, let's move to next solution, AP automation. Okay, to automate the supplier invoice caption process, we need a new technology, the advanced technology called OCR. OCR means optical character recognition. Yeah, so this is a very, as I mentioned, it's a very new and a very new advanced technology. So we fund the expert in this OCR industry to work with, to work with norming and to provide this solution. And this expert is called Intake. And now I would like to invite Brian from Intake to introduce, to brief their company to you guys. Pass to you, Brian.
Thank you, Linda. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brian from Intake, and I will take you a few minutes to introduce about my company, Intake. My company was established in 2006, and we launched our two apps, CamCard and CamScanner, in 2009 and 10. And now these two apps accumulated 2.3 billion downloaders globally, and we are still growing on these two apps market. In 2015, we start our B2B business. We started to provide our OCR solution to all the business clients globally. And there are many nominated clients already use our OCR solutions, especially for the invoice OCR and solutions. And we are specialized in this OCR field, and we participate in the ICDR and ICPR competition every year. So we could see that we are the leader of this OCR field globally. And from the business metric, we mostly focus on the 2C business, CamCard and CamScanner. And my department focus on the B2B business. We provide all type of the OCR solutions, including the invoice automation and the ID card passport OCR solutions, etc., to the clients from the banking sectors, from the manufacturing plants, and for some technology-wise, we participate in the ICDR and ICPR competition globally every year. And in 2020, we won 11 championships from different categories, like the handwriting OCR and the image categorization, etc. From the industry level, we mostly have the banks like the AIA insurance company, the DBS bank from Singapore, etc. Also, the automobile and manufacturing plants are another business client space. So like the GE and the Samsung, etc. So that is all for my brief about my company. And thank you, everyone. But I will hand over the microphone back to Linda. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, now I will do a live demo on the AP automation, how it works, and how it can help your company to increase your efficiency, working efficiency. Let me go back to the portal here. And just now, I click new button to manually create the AP invoice, right? But now with the AP automation, we got two ways to create, to capture AP invoice. The first way is to use the upload invoice function and select the invoices that your supplier sends to you. And you can see here, you can upload 100 invoices each time, right? Let me click the upload button and select the invoices that have not been processed. I can select all of these 5 invoices. You can see now the uploading has been finished. Now I can have a preview. Okay, this one is not correct, so I can remove it by click the delete button. Okay, all the other 4 invoices looks good, so I can just click the start recognition button to let the OCR to capture information from the files, right? Okay, now it's starting to capture information. It will take a while because there are quite a few information in the files. But lucky thing is that you don't need to sit here. You can just go to check your email to do other works. But from here you can see actually it's quite fast, right? Now I can just open one. Just now I opened the 77, right? So now me open the file that's captured by the OCR. Okay, the left side is the invoice that's sent from the supplier, and the right side are the information that's the OCR captured from the files, right? You can see, okay, invoice number captured, invoice date captured, and no PO number in the file, so it's blank. And then we have the supplier maintained 1400. We have the net amount. Yeah, it's linked to here, and total amount here. Okay, you can see almost all the information have been captured by the OCR, right? And we have term codes is here, right? And we have due dates, and we have 5 detail lines. Yeah, you can just click. You can see we have a line item button here. Click it to display the details. You can see all the amount have been captured, and the comments have been captured too. Okay, all seems good, right? And if you want to make some, if some fields is missing, it's quite simple. You can let me just show you guys. If you want to, if there is a PO number in the invoice, you can just put your mouse here and then select the file. Yeah, you can see the PO number is manually captured, right? Let me remove it because it's just for demo purpose, right? Okay, now for the AP assistant, her job is quite easy, right? Just need to have a review it, then just click the confirm button to push this invoice to the ERP system. Okay, click the confirm button. Now, yeah, it has been confirmed. Okay, then this is the next file, right? It goes to 80 invoice, right? Let me go back to the list. You can see the 77 goes to here, right? It goes to confirmed. When I go to my AP invoice list here, you can see this invoice has been captured. Yeah, because you go to the invoice number is 0042, right? No, it is this one. And the entry type is scanned, which means this invoice is captured by the OCR. You can say, okay, vendor number, invoice number, dates, and the details are all correct and well maintained. Also, the attachments, the invoice has been attached as an attachment in this AP invoice requisition. So you can see how easy the AP assistant's job becomes, right? Okay, so yeah, just now I show you how to upload the invoice manually. But sorry, And actually, the AP automation also provides another way to capture the invoices. That is to use email, right? You can set up the email address to receive the email invoices from supplier, and the OCR service can check the emails every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes, depends on the settings, and you capture invoices into here through the emails. Yeah, that is another way to capture AP invoice, right? Okay, so let's go back to here. Okay, so just now I showed you guys 2 ways to do the AP invoice capturing. The first way, manually. The second way, use the AP automation functionality. You can see, you can do some comparison. You can compare the efficiency between 2 ways, right? Apparently, the AP automation that can bring benefits and values to your organization. The first one, of course, it can reduce your staff's time in data entry. It can also reduce some, unnecessary data entry errors and release your AP persons, and they can spend their time on other productive activities, right? So that's a benefit the AP automation can bring to your organization. Okay, so yeah, that's the demo for these 2 solutions. If you have any questions, you can just bring them up, and we are happy to answer your question here. But if you don't have any question right now, you can send email to sage@info.asia@sage.com, or contact your Sage partners and to arrange further meetings or further demos if you like. Okay, thank you guys.